GeniusInsomniac. It's Bruce, the coolest nerd you know. Originally, I found a topic to talk about where kids were getting punished across the country for sitting or kneeling during the national anthem and during the Pledge of Allegiance at school. So apparently this high school girl has been sitting down since 2nd grade. Says she's in high school now, so she's been doing that pretty much her entire school career. She's a Native American girl. Well, her teacher decided to punish her by knocking her grade down to a C, where she would normally get good grades, and they knocked her grade down to a C. Now, of course, the school looked into it, and they said the girl can move to a different class. In another school, a teacher tried to force a 15-year-old boy to stand up by force. She actually grabbed his arm and tried to drag him up out of the desk to make him stand. Mother, of course, wants the teacher suspended, but she says she's forgiving, and she wants the school to send a message to the teacher that you can't touch the kid. 1943, Supreme Court ruling saying that schools cannot force students to stand during the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem. In essence, it was saying it was unethical to force patriotism on students. And we know that's pretty much a fundamentally sound decision, no matter how you personally feel about it. I have a very, very different topic to talk about. Good old Satanic Temple of Seattle. You know the place, do you? They could be coming to an elementary school near you, but only if your elementary school has a good news program after school. So the evangelical after school group, the Good News group, that group teaches kids Christian values in the form of an after-school group. It's basically no different than like an after-school Bible study group. Well, the fine folks at the Satanic Temple of Seattle want to move their after-school program in any school that has a Good News Club, and they're gonna be able to do it. Satanic Temple of Seattle wants to use Centennial Elementary School in the Mount Vernon School District. So the school district, the parents, everyone, they were trying to fight having the Satanic Club after-school program, but the lawyer they hired has come back and let them know, said, look, use school property after school for one religious group, you have to be able to use it for other religious groups. If you try to shut down all programs just to keep this one group out, guess what? Going to be a lot of litigation behind that as well. So they have to let the Satanic Temple of Seattle have their after-school Satan program. And if you're wondering about the program, let's look at the mission statement, shall we? Their mission statement reads like this. The mission of the Satanic Temple is to encourage benevolence and empathy among all people. In addition, we embrace practical common sense and justice. The Satanic Temple Seattle chapter is an activist group. We facilitate the communication and mobilization of politically aware Satanists, secularists, and freedom advocates. Who is welcome here? Satanists who share our values, secular humanists, atheists, social justice activists, anyone who supports our mission and values, regardless of personal beliefs. Okay, so doesn't sound that bad, right? And initially when I'm sitting there looking at this, I'm like, okay, so are they teaching people to worship Satan, evil acts? What exactly are they teaching in an after-school Satan program? They say that the after-school Satan clubs are based on uniform syllabus that emphasizes scientific, rationalist, and non-superstitious views. That's what they're saying that their clubs are about. I want to look further into exactly what these groups are about. And this is what we get off their website. It says, we are atheistic. We do not believe in supernatural beings like God or Satan. So they say they don't believe in Satan. We celebrate the literary Satan as a potent symbol of rebellion against tyranny. So they're saying that they don't believe Satan as a real thing. They use Satan as a symbol against tyranny. It's very interesting. And I was surprised. I mean, these might be good people. They said their 7 fundamental tenets are: 1, should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures. Struggle for justice is ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions. One's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. Freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of others is to forego your own. Interesting. Beliefs should conform to our best scientific understanding of the world, and we should take care to never distort scientific facts to fit our beliefs. People are fallible. If we make mistakes, we should do our best to rectify them and resolve any harm that we have caused. Every tenet is a guiding principle designed to ensure nobility in action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really surprised to see what I see on their website and saying what they teach. Most of what they're saying is that, look, we believe in treating everyone nice, don't harm anybody, do whatever you want with your body, and if you harm someone, make sure that you rectify that situation. The question I ask you is, if this group is as advertised on their website. Would you want your kid to go to their after-school program? Now, they're saying they don't teach that God or Satan is real and that they only teach scientific rationale and how the world is scientifically. That's the only thing they teach. They said they support children who want to be inventors and scientists, and that they're an alternative to superstitious religions and deities and whatnot. So when I ask it, it really is a real question. It seems extreme to use Satan as their symbol, seeing as what all comes along with that. And it's very interesting that they use that, but does that immediately turn you off? It's a real question. I mean, these people have plenty of members. So if they were in their teaching about how the world works in science after school, but they call it an after school Satan club, does it automatically disqualify your kid from going? Now, I'm not saying I would let my kid go. And I always think it's interesting when you kind of dig into what's going on with something that may seem shocking or extreme at first, but then you look into it and say, okay, well, what exactly are you trying to do? What exactly are your motives and intent? Is it to worship Satan? Well, they say they don't. I'm not saying I believe anything that they say. I'm just telling you what's advertised. I mean, there are plenty of other groups that say, yeah, we want evil and we want to, drink blood and pentagrams, all or whatever. And they're saying that they want to go anywhere there's a good news club because they feel like there should be an alternative. Do you agree with this alternative? So my real question is, do you agree with these sort of alternative groups and organizations like this? How do you feel? Would you, like I said, would you send your kids there? Would you go? Would you go attend just to see what they're talking about? I probably wouldn't go that far. I'm good just reading what they have on the website, but I think the conversation is still there. But I'm gonna end it right here. If you like any of all this video, assault and abuse, that like button. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button below so you get updated when I put new videos on the channel. Add me at Twitter at GeniusInsomniac and at Snapchat BZBets. And that's it. Sound off in the comments below. As always, I'm Bruce, coolest nerd you know.